Power Book 4 for season finale had a lot of good things in it. It had some stuff I didn't like though. It really did. I made some predictions. Some of them came true, some didn't. We're going to get into it all. I gotta start with D-Mac. And if this your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. I'm going to let y'all know this for all the first timers. I call it straight. Exactly how I see it. All right. And I'm starting with D-Mac for a reason. Because man, this character is gang goofy. Him and his little friend, both of them goofy, man. Every scene that I see both of them in and they alone, it just look goofy. I thought Tyreek was a goofy, and he was, especially at the beginning when he got his sister whacked, and then he knocked off the best character Power has ever had in Ghost. So I knew he was goofy. But this dude, D-Mac, got him beat by a mile. Not only is he goofy, but some of these scenes that he was in, dog, that scene with him, Kate, and his dad, JP, was garbage, man. And it was garbage because of him, the acting. I'm like, yo, bruh, what are you doing? It's like before they shot it, they said, hey, act a little mad. And then he said, okay, I'll act a little mad. And then he pouted when he did the scene. I'm like, yo, it felt like he was forcing it. Like he didn't know how to play that part at all. And I know the kid is a young actor, so I don't want to be too tough on him. But golly, not just that. When he knocked off the dude, Mad Dog, I'm like, and then when he had a scene with Diamond, and the dude that played Diamond is a good actor. So it's like, yo, this dude is just killing scenes all together. And he was goofy. Tommy still don't even know the little dude running around. So he didn't cause a bunch of chaos. He didn't had Jannard and Diamond basically backstab Tommy because they didn't set up a play that's gonna knock off D-Mac. Tommy has no knowledge of this. And then Diamond and Tommy was arguing at the end. I think they put that in just to let you know, hey, this ain't just gonna be no great relationship forever. At a point, they gonna really have problems. And it's gonna start with D-Mac. That's where the big problem gonna be. If Diamond don't tell Tommy about D-Mac and something happened to D-Mac. So they having little arguments now, but it's gonna be big problems in the future. Now let's get to a great scene because we started with the bad. Normally I start with the good, but a great scene was Vic and Claudia. That was a great scene, man. When Claudia came clean to Vic and let him know that she was trying to get him knocked off. You know, that was a great scene. It was powerful. She was crying, and then you find out Vic recording the whole thing. I said, man, Vic ain't nothing, dog. Like that big emotional, powerful scene, and he recording it to get us set up, which leads to Tommy being smart, giving Vic the wrong address, and we got to see Vic survive. Tommy gonna use Vic. Everybody was telling me, yo, Vic gonna go for sure. Like, nah, he might survive, dog. It's a chance. And he gonna use Vic, to go against the FBI and have him on his inside. So Vic gonna be like a double agent going forward. But Tommy plays Vic. This leads to Claudia, Merkovic, and the new cartel, all of them getting caught by the cops. You'll think Stacy will be happy for this? No, she wasn't happy at all. And when that scene was going down, remember, I made another prediction video saying that I thought Lieutenant Bobby was going to get knocked off. When that scene was going down, I'm like, yes, here it goes. He's about to get knocked off. The brother had to go. The black cop gets knocked off. I said, man, come on, man. They did knock the black cop off because I knew it was going to be some type of altercation like that. And I knew, like, yo, one of these cops going to get knocked off that we've been seeing. We ain't been seeing a lot of that black cop, but we didn't seen him before. He been running with Lieutenant Bobby. He gets knocked off. Lieutenant Bobby get off free. But Stacy didn't care at all about that dude getting knocked off. Everybody is like, yo, we gotta win. Yo, we lost the officer, but we gotta win. She don't care about none of that. She like, yo, I want Tommy. So she crazy. But what was also crazy in this episode is them showing us Tommy downfall, basically. They want us to start not liking this character, Tommy. This was the first glimpse where they showed us something where I said, okay, yeah, they want us to not like Tommy as much as we've been liking Tommy. And it was the Kate scene. First off, Kate comes over, she meets Mireya, tells her, hey, you need to stay away from Tommy. I liked how Mireya responded. She was like a feisty Latina. She like, yo, bye mom. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. You know, she took it there off the muscle. And then Tommy does something that makes you go, I don't like Tommy. He gives his mom Coke. And then his mom ends up ODing off the Coke. She survived, but she almost passed away. And he's seen it. So we get to see Tommy look over, look down at his mom. Remember back in the day when Tommy had problems with ghosts? Who did he run to? His mom's house. Now he's looking down at her while she's ODing and doing nothing. They show scenes like this to make you start not liking the character, right? Because that ain't nothing that you supposed to do. Like, come on, dog. First off, you give your mom Coke. You know she been trying to get off Coke. You give it to her, and then you watch her OD. Like, come on, dog. Nah, 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 nah. But they show that for us as the audience to go, oh man, Tommy wrong for that. That's like the first time in the new Power Force where you see something and you go, oh man, Tommy wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else been justified. Or when he knocking off people, like how he did Miguel's crew member that came and tried to knock him off when he said, hey, go back and tell Miguel, and then he whack him when he start running. That's all justified. We like that part of Tommy. But what he just did to his mom, nah, that wasn't it. I mean, he made a lot of progress in certain areas in this episode, but that wasn't one of them. One of the areas where he definitely made progress was with Claudia. I mean, he gets her locked up, then give her a little gift to end the season with the knife in the back. Ugh. I'm like, ooh. Now, Claudia might survive that. They didn't really show her bleed all the way out. We seen her bleeding, but it's a chance she might survive. It's a chance they might just have her survive because they didn't show the actual body. You know, usually when a character as big as Claudia they go and they show the body. And I'm gonna make a separate video on that. And we will be doing Power Book 3. Make sure you subscribe. Raising Kanan come in December, I think December 1st. We're gonna be doing that. That's my favorite power, so make sure you survive. But yeah, Claudia got it bad this episode from all angles. From Vic, from Tommy, getting the knife in the back. She had a garbage sex scene. I don't even know why they threw that in there. They was like, it's power. They just throw a sex scene in there, don't they? Like, yo, we gotta get us a sex scene. Boom. They do the sex scene with Claudia and her chick. It was just garbage. And then she find out that she was getting played by Shanti. Played. Tommy talked to her on the phone and everything. Straight played. So she got it real bad. I do think going forward that her and Tommy relationship, if she survived, it's gonna be a little different than it was these first two seasons or the second season. The first season they was good money. So the second season, I think if she survive and get out of jail, their relationship gonna be a little different. But I'll touch on that on the next video. Now, the last thing I gotta touch on from this episode was the Miguel situation. Miguel ends up not getting knocked off. So he's still gonna be a person they gonna have to knock off in season 3. But he do got Mireya. Do I think he knocked off Mireya? No. He done sent her somewhere. He done did something. I didn't like how they brought up this trip, this Barcelona trip that we knew nothing about. I didn't know anything about that trip. I didn't know they was planning to do a trip or none of that. But then they just try to make it a thing this last episode. I ain't like how they threw that in. It reminded me of Ghost and Angela trying to get to Miami. So I think maybe they was trying to do a callback to that. Shows do that, especially spinoffs. They do a callback to the other show. but it seemed like it just came out of nowhere when they did it, But Miguel got hurt. He finds out because Jannard and Shanti, which will cause a big problem for Tommy. Not only because of the D-Max situation, but this situation too. And I think because Mireya gave Tommy that chain when Miguel met him, when they did that meetup, I believe that confirmed it. So he seen the picture, but then he go and now he's seeing a chain on his neck. He like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I know what to do in this situation because I don't think that Tommy had that specific chain that Mireya gave him. Unless his chain fell off when they was sleeping and she put the same chain on his neck. But they showed that scene like, okay, she's giving him a chain, like a specific chain, and maybe Miguel was able to pick up on that. That's what I got from it. If it was something different, y'all put it in the comments because the chain couldn't have meant nothing. It could have just been Jannard and Shanti sending the picture, and that's how he found out. But I thought the chain was significant too. But yeah, man, all in all, this was a nice, cool way to end the season. I thought the last scene was alright when you had Tommy just looking up at the screen when he found out about Mireya. Now, my favorite scene from this episode gotta be when Tommy took out Miguel's crew member. That scene was fire. He let him run for a little bit, whacked him, and was like, nah, I tell him myself. That was fire. That was my favorite scene. But the best scene, I believe, is when Claudia and Vic had that convo and he recorded her, which that kind of threw off the emotion of it. But before I seen him record, that was a real powerful emotional scene. They did a great job acting in that scene too. That was probably the best scene. Now, the worst scene, I mean, this was just god awful to me, was the D-Mac, Kate, and then JP scene, man. When he was snapping on them and then he disrespected JP. They always try to make it a thing where it's some type of phobia and y'all know what I'm talking about. I know I don't be tripping, right? Cause they threw that in, and it's like, to be all the way honest, when I was younger, nobody really, I don't even remember a time in my life where somebody said that to a person about they sex that was like, on that side of the field, and said that to be disrespectful. I've never seen that in my life. Now, I have seen people use the word, right? But they use it against people that's not on that side of the field. Like they use it against straight people just to be disrespectful to them. That's the only time I've ever even heard, people say that. But they try to make it like it's some type of phobia in the black community. And, that I hate when they do stuff like that on these shows. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because it just ain't true, in my opinion. All right. That's my opinion. All right. So that was part of it, but the scene and the acting in that scene was the worst thing that I done seen this whole season. They gotta send that young boy to some more acting classes, and he young, so he'll get more seasoned with time. But nah, that wasn't it, man. But y'all let me know. What did y'all think about the season finale? Did you like everything about it? Did you think it was amazing? Or did you not like it at all? Was it just to you? Let me know in the comments. As always, if this your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Click that like button. Check out the other content. Y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.